right, welcome to the Great Minds Podcast. This is Derrick.
This is Vaughn.
And we got Chad B in the building. What's good?
Yes, sir.
Good.
What's up, fellas?
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you joining us and all that. So I'm going to give a brief introduction. Chad B represents the Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. Entertainer, entrepreneur, rapper, model, great role model, mentor, and he will give you some buckets. So,
hey, I still got a little bit in me.
Shout out to Chad B, man. Appreciate you joining us.
What's going on? What's going on with you guys?
Chilling, man.
Chilling, man. Hanging in there. Yeah.
Staying safe?
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Yes, trying to.
You got to, man.
Right.
So we're going to get into it. A lot of people know you, depending on what part of your career they caught up with you as a good basketball player, University High School, Rutgers Newark, 1,000 points, both places, correct?
Right.
Okay. So in general, what was it like your path prior to university? What was it like growing up in Newark, dealing with the temptations, dealing with just anything that comes with Newark?
I would have to say it was tough. Like, it was tough, house burnt down, living in a shelter, being a kid, having an 8:00 p.m. curfew. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that, I mean by, like, if I wasn't at the shelter by 8:00, then I couldn't get back. I couldn't get in the shelter until the next day, 9:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was a lot of restrictions, but I wasn't letting none of that that type of stuff just get me down or just kill my character. You know what I'm saying? And fortunate basketball helped me a lot with that. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love basketball. Music was always my first passion. Basketball was just something that, well, I won't say something. Basketball, like, literally saved my life. I was good at it because I could put the ball in the basket, but ultimately it just kept me off the streets.
Right.
Definitely, I was going to ask you about that as far as, like, your upbringing, how basketball probably was something that you could easily go to. Who put you on the basketball early? Like where did you really learn how to play?
Well, I guess it was instilled in me naturally. You know what I'm saying? And then I just ran into people, like, through the journey. I ran into, like, with shoes and people like that basically showed me certain things. Like, if you want to do this, you got to do it this way. Or if you want this look, you got to do it that way. Like, you know what I mean? And so it wasn't like, I didn't have a pops growing up. You feel me? So I didn't have something to follow after. And I'm the oldest child at the same time. So it was like, I basically was like, I had to get out there and figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the shelter, were, like, you one of 7?
6.
6, one of 6. So were all of you at the same shelter?
Right, yeah. My mom's got 3 boys and 3 girls. And we all, we was all basically living out the shelter. Some of us would spend certain days with certain family members and stuff like that. But it was like chaotic, you know what I'm saying? And then I would just like go to the park, play ball, shoot around, make shots, and just because I just had that killer instinct in me. Like, I was going through so much as a person that it was just like, when I got on the basketball court, whether it be for that 1 hour or those 2 hours, it was just like I was free for a second. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I won't say I fell in love with basketball. It was just that I knew it was something that was making me a better person. So I kind of stuck with it. Like, you know what I mean? But even with all of this happening, I still always was doing music.
Okay.
It was just that the basketball outshined with the music that I was going on. I mean, the music that I was doing. But if people that know me from then and they listen to my music, that's exactly what I speak about in my music. Besides the party music, I talk about my upbringing and the stuff that we had to go through. And then some people just be like, they would never know. And I just always was taught, like, to not complain. You know what I mean? You go through something, you get through it. So I just never complained.
Definitely. And that builds character anyway, you know what I'm saying? So you know, the people that go through stuff, as they get older, as they mature, they can handle a lot more, and they're more acceptable to when they get good things, like good karma. Right. I was going to talk to you about, I know you wrote a book, if I'm mistaken, with you and your brother, called Good Karma.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
My brother, he really came up with the idea. But like I said, growing up, he's seen me go through so much, and he's seen me do stuff that I wasn't supposed to do and stuff like that. And instead of him following in my same footsteps, he took and learned from it. You know what I mean? And then he was like, "Yo, I want to put out a book, but I want to base the book around you, but in my eyes of seeing you growing up." So I thought that was dope.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So you get both sides of the story at the same time, but from a little brother perspective.
Is that Tyree you talking about?
And that's Tyree.
Yeah, Tyree. I remember the first time I met Tyree. I was working camp. He was one of the players there, and he was just one of the most genuine dudes because he could basically score all the points if he wanted to. But what he would do is he would give it to the girl in camp that had the jeans on. But he he wanted her to get a bucket. So I always admired that about him, even though I only got to know him for like a couple weeks or whatever. Shout out to Tyree, man. He always seemed like a solid and genuine dude, so that's cool.
Yeah, and the thing with Tyree was that he was good at basketball, but he wanted to just play basketball because I was playing basketball. Like I was like his superhero.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So he just wanted to, and plus he got it in him. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't exactly what he wanted to do. But he knew his brother was doing that. You know what I'm saying? And the neighborhoods that we would go in or be around, he would always get that kind of love. Oh, that's Chad brother. Oh, this Chad brother. That's Chad brother. So he kind of was like, you know what I mean? But I always still to this day I tell Tyree like, you the one. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I ain't had nobody to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like because of basketball, I met some great people that helped me make right decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the streets really raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like even with me going to college, I'm the first person in my family to go to college. So my whole thing always was to break barriers. It wasn't about, I had so much real stuff going on, I wasn't able to think about getting ready for the ABCD camp.
Word.
Or training to go to the ABCD camp. You know what I'm saying? Or do I want to be a professional basketball player? I ain't have enough time to process those type of things. And for me, it was just, I was good at it and I was on the fly.
Gotcha.
And it was making sense at the time. So, I was just trying to make sense.
No doubt. I want to piggyback off that too. So you being the oldest, how much pressure did you feel growing up, to be that good role model or just to set that good example for your siblings?
Shit, I think that's why I handle pressure so well and I'm so good with pressure because I always was like, since I was living damn near on my own since the age of 13. You know what I'm saying? Figuring it out. And I always been figuring it out. And I just always knew for every up is a down, for every left is a right, for every yes is a no. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how long it took, I just know myself, I ain't gonna quit.
Yeah, that's second nature to you, just, based on your upbringing pretty much.
Yeah, I just know I ain't gonna quit. Anything that I get is a gain. You know what I'm saying? When you born with nothing, anything you get is a gain. And I just know I just never was gonna quit. So I just knew if I use that mentality towards everything, you know what I'm saying? Like even with myself, like growing, I had to change certain things up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And learn certain things, and you got to be a certain way with certain type of things. But it was all a learning experience. Now, had I had a father figure in my life or something like that, then that would have been taught to me. So I would have been a step ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's different when you got to learn it on your own, and then you got to apply it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Totally.
So a lot of people don't know. Ras Baraka was your coach. Was it for a year?
Right. 3 years. 4 years. No, 3 years.
He was
3 years. 3 years.
How was he?
I came to university my sophomore year. My freshman year, I played at Plainfield High School with Jahad Muhammad and Andre Dabney.
Okay.
So he had me from my sophomore year to my senior year.
Okay. How was he as a coach?
He was, to me, he was great. Mm-hmm. He because he let me play.
Yeah.
I could say, like, he let me play. I didn't really start learning basketball until my freshman year of college. As weird as that seemed, I was really learning, like, you know, the help defense, the back screens, the those type of things, or that type of language. Opposed to high school, it was that I was a good basketball player. I knew how to put the basketball in the basket. We gonna run these wings through, and it's open court. You know what I'm saying? So I was basically at that time just playing off of pure talent.
Did you?
You know, I might catch a screen here or there, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like with Rutgers, we was really running the plays all the way through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a different type of thing. Yeah.
Did you ever imagine him being a mayor and being in a position that he's in now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's back then he was trying to get what he got now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I don't know exactly how the politics and all of that stuff work. But you know, you got to put your time in, you got to put your work in before you get rewarded. So I actually got to see him go on his little journey Okay. You know, because when I was playing, even when I was playing for university, I was just always the underdog. No matter what, I could have 40 points and somebody would find an excuse. Oh, that's university. Or he go to university. Or he ain't playing nobody. It was always like, you know what I'm saying? It was just always something. It was just always something. But then when I showed up against the schools that I was supposed to show up against, the Bloomfield Techs and the Irvingtons and stuff like that, then they were silent. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then finally, I started getting a little bit of looks that I wanted. So I was like, all right, you know what? This basketball thing, like, you know what I'm saying? I started getting a look, start getting a letter, start getting it. So I was like, I want to go D1, but I don't really want to go to a big time school because I understand the politics and I also understand I'm only 6 foot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just thinking logically, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to my first offer was Norfolk State. I went on an official visit. It was beautiful. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to I went to Fairleigh Dickinson campus and I was like, you know what? I could get with this. You know, I was like, I could get with this. Like, it's not too far from home. It's Division I, and they play some of the top schools that I would like to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I could actually play. Mm-hmm. You know, they put this whole thing out that I wasn't eligible for a scholarship or my grades wasn't whatever they said, which wasn't the case because I graduated from high school with honors. Mm. Right? The truth to the matter was that they signed the junior college guard in my scholarship position. Oh. The kid ended up breaking both of his knees in preseason. Wow. That's how I ended up at Rutgers North. Rutgers, they like Coach Wischusen and them, they never recruited me.
They probably knew you were above their level.
They never recruited me. But one thing I always respected about Coach Wischusen is that whenever I went to some of the top camps or whatever, he was always there. Mm-hmm. He was always hands-on. He was always working the kids out. He was always this, he was always that. And I used to always be like, damn, if I felt like I was going to the NBA or something, I would have that guy with me right there all the time. Like,
yeah, but she was a legit guy.
I'm like, I would have that guy. So it was always like that. And then me and him just built a great relationship. And then, you know, just growing and when it was time to pick a school, because when I found out that they signed a junior college guard, basically it wasn't, I turned all my signings down already. Yeah. For all my Division I's, I turned everything down already. So then, once we played Bloomfield Tech and I found out that Rutgers North was interested and I knew a couple of the guys was going over there and I knew some of the staff was over there, I just felt comfortable with going over there. Right.
No doubt.
And that's how that happened.
Yeah, I think what you said was a key point too, as far as that you said I'm 6 foot. You know, I didn't want to go to a larger D1. I wanted to go to a lower D1. But a lot of kids don't think that way. You know, you seeing now, these kids say, oh, I want to go to Kansas or whatever, right? I'm 5'11". They go out there. They might not get any burn at all, might not play at all. But they could have went to a lower D1. They did their 4 years and might still get overseas looks. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of kids don't think that way, you know?
And that's a fact, though. And it's just like, at that time in my prime, I feel like I could compete with anybody. And I feel like if I don't got something, all you got to do is show me it one time or teach me it, and I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just couldn't see myself just not playing. Like, I'm like, if I'm gonna go play, I gotta play. Like, I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't, like, it's like a fire inside of me that's just like, I gotta play. I ain't saying I gotta be the man, but I gotta contribute. I just can't be saying I'm a part of something and I ain't bringing nothing to the table.
Definitely. Got you.
You know, so I felt comfortable with that. And I would say my freshman to junior year at Rutgers, that was the best years of my basketball, like of just learning and just, you know what I'm saying, like really getting into it, like, you know what I mean, not just clear it out, he could get the ball in the basket, or, you know what I'm saying, like, I was really learning and understanding and going through the plays and the walkthroughs and stuff like that, like, you know what I'm saying.
That basketball IQ is picking up.
Right.
Yeah, on top of the natural talent you had.
Right.
So the transition from there, why didn't you finish up a fourth year?
Well, besides me, I would say me and the coaches, well, not, I won't say all the coaches, me and Coach Lockran at one point wasn't seeing eye to eye. But now that I look at it from this time, like, I was the problem. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I was the problem was because of everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? And then I just knew in my heart that I didn't love basketball. You know, I was getting frustrated. I was getting hurt. I'm getting all the shots. I'm running the drills hard. I'm always first. Like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? And then it just comes to a point where it's like, what really matters? Like, you know what I'm saying? My mom's sick. She dying from cancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, one day I just had a conversation with my mother, and she was just like, whatever decision you decide to make, as long as you ain't out here hurting nobody and you ain't doing nothing that you ain't supposed to be doing, I fully support you. That same year, I tore the ligaments in my left foot, and that was my junior year. And I ended up having a record just take off, like, literally overnight. It just took off. Like, it just put it out. The next day, I had 90,000 views on YouTube.
Wow.
And then I was just like, I feel like this guy telling me, like, if this is what you want to do, go for it.
This is it.
And a lot of people ain't understand in the beginning, you know, but it was like, I believed in myself. I knew what I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And I went for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a success since. But I also knew that basketball couldn't last forever.
Right.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I was always trying to be ahead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, like, my moves might not look calculated, I always was calculating. Like, I know basketball can't last forever, and I know I'm not trying to go pro. And I also know that I'm at a Division III school, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was more that type of thing. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna show them why I don't belong there, and then I'm gonna keep it moving. Yep. You know, and when I say show them that I don't belong there, not like that, but it's just like, I put myself on a higher pedestal, like, you know, because I feel like I could have compete with them guys that was going. You figure, like, the Jahad Muhammad's, the Andre Dabneys, the Randy Foyds, all those type of people. That's the type of people that I was playing against. The J.R. Smiths, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I felt like I could compete.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then when I go to Rutgers North, it was like kind of like I shot myself in the foot type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because anytime I tell somebody, yo, I went to Rutgers, they automatically assume Rutgers New Brunswick because of my skill level of basketball.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I tell them all the time, like, Rutgers North was my best basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they not only was I scoring and doing my thing, I was learning at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have 40 points in the game, like, you know what I'm saying, the game in, and the first thing was choosing, and Coach Lockman to pull me to the side to do is tell me all the mistakes that I made before they talk about everything else that I did. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was just something I appreciated, because it's like, they want me to get better in these fields. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to get better at this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's cool you had 40 points. So it's like, that's why I say that was like my best basketball.
But no, what's funny about that, people don't realize how tough the NJAC is, though.
No, look, I talked to Dana John. I was just talking to Dana John yesterday, and we all agreed on that. that year, or maybe the 3 years, maybe 4, a lot of us was all Division I players.
Yeah.
You know, and Ramapo was tough.
Word.
You know,
Always tough.
Rutgers was tough. You had William Patterson, Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? It was a dogfight. So it was like, we still was playing against elite players. Like, I think that'll go to another program and get buckets.
Word.
Definitely.
So I want to transition to your music a little bit. I know you, and rest in peace to your mom. I know she was a big influence in your life and your family's life, obviously. How'd you persevere through that situation?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even get through it yet. Like, for me, it's day to day.
Yeah.
Still, you know, my mom's died right in front of me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, she took her last breath right in front of me. Her words was, enjoy the ride. You know, I was the person, me and my brothers and sisters closed our eyes. I was the person that tied her in her sheets. I'm the person that carried her out in her body bag. You know what I'm saying? So it was different. So on top of everything that I done happened to me, then my mother died right in front of me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it was just like, with that whole process, I probably recorded for like 2 years straight, and I ain't dropped no music. It was just therapeutic for me. I would just go to the studio, just record, just speak how I feel. That's how I start actually. A lot of my last project I didn't write, because I developed it's repetition. When you keep doing something, it's like shooting a basketball. You know, when you keep doing it, you get comfortable.
Right.
And I just kept doing it, and still to this day, it's still a routine. So, I just say day to day, I'm still getting through it. Some days I wake up with an attitude. Some days I wake up and don't even want to get out of the bed. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I just keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So do those feelings determine on the type of music you're gonna make for that day? Because I know you have club hits and you have street hits. You know, you have different type of music.
Yeah, right.
Off that vibe?
Nah, fact. That's a fact. The way I make music, I feel like music is emotion. You know what I'm saying? So, I really do. I like to keep it real. If it's either I went through it, I know somebody that went through it. You know what I'm saying? It's based on a true story. But a lot of people didn't understand. The reason I was making club music and party felt music was to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Just like when real stuff was going on at home, the way I got away from that for an hour or two was to get on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the same thing, just in a different field, but it's therapeutic. It worked for me.
Definitely, I got it.
Yep. So I know some of the you went on tour with Dipset, right?
Right.
Dipset. How was that experience? What'd you learn? Who'd you get close with on that?
With them, they all love me, to tell you the truth. Jim, Jewels, Cam, Zeke, even everybody. Like, you know, it was just like they see me as a younger version of them. You know what I mean? They could relate to what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? They always gave me like, they always taught me the ropes. They never tried to like sign me or anything. You know what I'm saying? They always showed me how to handle it from a business perspective of being my own boss.
Well, how'd that come about?
So Freaky Zeke heard one of my songs. I had the song In My Zone on the radio at the time. And he heard it. He was in New York, and he was like, yo, I like how that kid sound. And they just linked us up. And, you know, I went to New York. Cam and them was there. I did like 3 joints, or worked on 3 different joints. At this was Diddy studio we was in. That's how the We Hustle song came about, the one with Lil Wayne. And I went in there, I laid it down, and it was history ever since. It was just organic. Next thing you know, I was on tour with them for 12 months straight.
Wow.
Definitely. So I see you be putting out a lot of records too. We have a lot of notable appearances too. So how do you go about getting some of the features? You know, is it more like you just make the song and then however it works, or you kind of reaching out to people? How's that process typically go?
Strategic. What makes sense? Like, for example, the song I got with Moneybagg Yo, while making that song, me and my manager already knew that we either wanted to get Moneybagg Yo or Lil Baby on the song.
Okay.
It was basically whoever we could get first, honestly. I happened to be in LA at the time, and I see Moneybagg Yo was in LA. So I just hit him. Like, right off my social media, I just hit him, like, yo, what's up? Trying to get you on this song. And he hit me right back. Wow. He like, yo, I'm at Paramount Studios, pull up. So that's how that happened. But like the song with Fetty Wap, I'm real close with Fetty Wap manager.
Okay.
And me and his manager was in the studio one day, we was working, and he was like, yo, what you about to do? I was like, nothing. He was like, yo, I'm about to bring Fetty through, get some beats. And he called Fetty like, yo, Chad in the studio, I need y'all to get a song together. Fetty pulled up, and that's how that happened. So everything is pretty much organically. Like, you know, I'm not trying to force, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to force. It got to make sense for me at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So, like, when you're doing features, how do you prefer to work? Do you prefer to, like, send somebody a track, hop on? Do you prefer the studio, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, nah. If I need to send them a track or we can't get together, it's cool. But I'd rather be in the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? I want that energy, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to know, like, how you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? How your day was? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you got going on? Like, you know, so we could put that energy in the air, and then we could create based on that energy, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I like to work, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to be hands-on. Now, if I get it, people tour and live in other places, then that's cool too. And it's like, we could do a joint like that too, but we still gotta get in the studio.
I feel that.
You know what? You can tell too once you hear the music too. You know, anybody that's just been sending files to each other, it might sound all right, but someone that's in there building and vibing, you can definitely hear it. So that Moneybagg Yo joint is crazy. I heard it about 6-7 times. I ain't gonna lie to you. So so it was definitely going.
I like that joint.
There was a vibe to that. You could tell.
Even when he heard the record, he loved the record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. He was like, can I hear the record? We sent him the record. He sent us the address to pull up. When I get to the studio, he was already in the booth recording his verse. Wow. So he genuinely just liked it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of, you know, with those type of guys, I could relate to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They from the slums, I'm from the slums. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we connect on a different type of level, but it's like, as businessmen, we trying to get to the next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? We not trying to just be outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? We trying to make it make sense.
Definitely.
Well, I think what makes you dope is your versatility, man. Because you know, you could do a club anthem, and you could have like you could kill it at a college party, or you could do a heartfelt joint. Like my favorite joint, I think I heard, was the joint you had with Sue Surf.
Forever Over.
Oh my goodness. Because I feel like that exemplifies the pain you've been through, stuff going on, and then same with Surf. So like, I think like people that have been through stuff, like everything, like the beat was soulful, everything just connected. How'd you guys record that? Was that like in the studio together?
Yeah, we definitely was together. We I had got an independent deal with a label, and they was big fans of Surf. So me being who I am, and me and Surf got a good relationship, I basically connected the dots. Got Surf over to the label. Me and Surf end up being in the studio. Surf manager Qua actually was like, yo, I think Chatter sound dope on that. Mm-hmm. And I just knocked it out, and it was crazy. And then we got the video done.
Yep.
And then the response for that record was crazy. And then even from Surf platform, I got a lot of fans from that.
But your verse was crazy.
It was like, that's always been there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they took the time out to really listen to what I had to say.
Word.
No doubt.
So that's why I like mixing it up. You know, it's like people can't do what I do, and I do it so comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Like, anybody that know me know how I am. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just think that just make me different from a lot of people.
Sure.
Or everyone.
So since you've been going through your journey, how have you seen it to maneuver? You know, from is it more staying the independent route? And I personally think that's the way to go for any artist anyway, right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on who you are. But really, this day and age, with all the streaming that's out there, it's better for you to do it, to hold more, keep more control? Are you still gonna stay on that vibe? Are you?
I agree, 100% independent. I've been on the independent wave. Before the independent wave got cool, I was already that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people jumping on the bandwagon because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a cool thing now. But like, I want to say Nipsey probably 3-4 years older than me. I always followed that same blueprint.
Or
you know what I'm saying? We always said we not signing to no labels. We only do partnerships.
That's how it should be.
Because when you sign, they take your masters and then they could control you. So it didn't make sense. So I'm fully. If I sign to a major label, they have to change my life drastically.
Because
other than that, I'm good.
I think what it was back in the day, and I guess like artists know better now, it's just like, yo, I'm signed to Def Jam, but you never come out. If you do come out, they're taking some of your tour money. You can't release. You
become a tax write-off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, but when you know better, you do better, right? So I think
that's why I never. And I have had deals. I have offers. I done sat in these offices with everybody, and the guys that cut the checks, they don't listen to no rap music. They don't listen to club music. You know what I'm saying? They drink their Starbucks and just want to know, if I give you this money, how I'm gonna make my money back and what time period you need. And we adding this interest to it. That's how that works. They just a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like moving forward, who's like a dream collabo for you?
A dream collabo for me?
Can you give me a couple?
I think I want to do a song with Jay-Z. I got the song with Lil Wayne already.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with it. I like to work with whoever want to work and it makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, for me, it's like, Jay-Z got me through a lot of stuff. Lil Wayne got me through a lot of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could hear Jay-Z or Lil Wayne song and know exactly what I was doing at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I already got the song with Lil Wayne, but hopefully we get some more music done. But it will have to be Hov.
Okay.
Just because I feel like he will understand me on different levels. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the conversation will be different.
Absolutely.
Word. Wow. So I was gonna say, I know that before in your intro, Derrick mentioned the modeling aspect, the fashion,
right,
and all that. So how did you transition into that?
Honestly, I learned from a mistake, man, and I'm gonna tell you, I made this mistake a long time ago, right? One of my closest friends is Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to audition for the movie Hardball with him. But I was like, nah, I ain't no actor. You the actor. I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And still to this day, I look back at that like, damn, I could have did both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So basically, I got to deal with Fashion Nova. They like my look. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the guy with tattoos on his neck that's not harmful. if that makes sense.
It does.
In the corporate world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cool thing. So they was like, they like my look and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna be open to this because I like wearing designer stuff too, but I can relate to Fashion Nova because, again, of what I went through.
Right.
And I was like, I'm trying to create my own sneaker and I'm trying to tap in to the fashion world. Maybe this guy opening a door for me.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, it was a door that he opened. They love my look. Still to this day, I got to deal with Fashion Nova.
Word.
So I actually was just looking at some new pieces they sent me before I got on the call with y'all. So that's just how that worked. And from them posting me on their page, other companies has reached out to me, and I have got gigs and jobs and stuff just based off of that. So it's just been great, And I just knew from that hardball situation, I learned from that.
Word, definitely always keep all avenues, all doors open, for everything. Definitely.
So what happened to the because you had a sneaker out before? What happened with that?
Right. So it's still coming out. It's actually in the final production right now. So what happened was I was doing a sneaker deal with a company in China. Now the agreement with them was if I could sell 100 sneakers off of my social media platform, they'll give me 50% of the deal. I still own my name though, CB6.
Okay.
Right? The CB6, that's my mother initials, and the 6 is because she has 6 kids.
Okay.
Right? But it sounds like a sneaker. So I'm like, all right, I want to run with that name. First day I end up selling like 500 pair of sneakers or something.
Wow, from the rip.
From the rip, off of pre-sales. And then a company hit me back and they was like, we did a call. Well, not a call, we did through email because they was in China. And they was like, we can only offer you 10%.
Whoa.
And I was like, I ain't doing that.
That wasn't what we agreed on.
I'm like, that's not what we agreed on. So I was like, you know what? Everybody that sent their money in for a pair of sneakers, y'all could kindly send them their money back. And I turned the deal down. And then in the process of working with Fashion Nova, I did a shoot for this sneaker company called Finney and H&M.
Okay.
And so Finney manufactures their sneakers through Portugal. And we just, amongst conversations and us just talking and stuff, we just talking or whatever. And then it was just a door that just opened. And they was like, we want to offer you a sneaker deal.
Dope.
And my whole thing was like, let's just make it make sense. It need to make sense because I just went through this last situation and it didn't make sense. And we had money in our account already and I still turned it down because it wasn't what we agreed on. And I'm not going to sell myself short because, again, it's the CB6. This stand for something. Like, this ain't just like, I made this up.
Word.
You know what I mean? And they would it 100%, and they gave me, I got like creative rights in it too. Well, we made the sneaker together. They gave me ideas. They show them because they make it from scratch. From the sole to the tongue of the sneaker to the imprint on the sneaker, everything, they make it from scratch.
Dope.
And I was like, so that's what I've been working on through this pandemic. So it's like in the final stages now. So it'll be out soon though. But it's super dope.
Dope.
Definitely. It's dope throughout your whole career. Because it's all linked from basketball to music to fashion. That's all linked.
Right.
It's all linked all the time. So I think it's good that you tapped into all those avenues, and I think it's definitely going to sell. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to go out there because we set the trends.
Right, facts. That's a fact.
So definitely get all you can get.
My whole thing was just like I just wanted to do stuff that people think we can't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw Kanye West do the sneaker, and I'm like, I know how Kanye did that. Not because somebody told me how Kanye did it, because I'm smart enough to see what's going on and to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna do that, and then, for a person to see. My whole thing is like, I'd rather be independent and do and sell 10,000 pair of sneakers. Cause now if a sneaker company want to deal with me, I'm kind of at the table now.
Yeah,
like,
you bringing them. Yeah, you can bring them a fan base.
Right. It makes sense opposed to me just going in there and they like, well, you're going to do this, and that. And I might not like what they bringing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I might not dress that way, but I know if I'm bringing 10,000 sales to the table, it's like, I might don't know everything, but I'm doing something right. We sold 10,000 pair of sneakers.
Yeah, we go work a partnership from there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that type of thing. Like that's basically how I work. I get it done, whether it's music, fashion, whatever, I get it done and I make it hot.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a shoot right now with Jeff Hamilton. We're gonna do a classic shoot with some Kobe jerseys, some Kobe jackets, some Michael Jordan jerseys, and some Michael Jordan jackets.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just like that type of stuff, I'm just trying. Whatever I do, I want to have an impact. I don't want it to just be like, oh yeah, he make music. You can find it on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Word.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I wanted to add on that too. I know we probably didn't touch on this, D, but I was gonna say musically, and it's a 2-part question: musically and fashion wise. Who are some of your influences in music? I know you mentioned Jay-Z and Lil Wayne. I heard that. But as far as, is there any other ones? And then fashion, who do you kind of look at as well?
Honestly, I'm influenced by just real life, by just wanting to grow. And once I fully started understanding the way life work, it was just, as long as it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? obviously I know like the popular culture and stuff like that, and the big name brands and stuff, but at the same time, I knew where I had and where I was at before I got to that level. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, when I sit down and have a conversation with Jeff Hamilton and he tells me like, yo, you know, I used to own guests. One of my biggest mistakes was selling guests. He made millions. I think he said he made 70 million off of it, but he, to this day, he shouldn't have did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's those type of conversations, or me having a conversation with Swiss Beats, or me talking to Emery Jones, and Emery now the guy that run all the Puma stuff. Like, just having those real life conversations with those type of people just want me to make it. I just want to go that much harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's right there. But my thing is like, I don't want to ask nobody to do me nothing. I want to be able to present what I'm doing so that they feel like, okay, he bringing something to the table on his end. Let's make it make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just go to Emery like, yo, Emery, let me get a Puma sneaker deal. Like, I'd rather earn that Puma sneaker deal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word. So with the acting, are you interested in giving that a shot?
Oh, definitely. I already auditioned for a couple things.
Okay.
So,
I just was on a show with Keke Palmer called Singled Out.
Singled Out. Yeah. I did see you posted that.
It was a reality show. I ended up winning a reality show.
Wow.
All right.
So I've been getting little stuff here and there. I just auditioned for a Super Bowl commercial with Shaq. A car insurance Super Bowl commercial with Shaq.
All right.
Hopefully I get it. If not, you know, I'm gonna just keep working and just keep going. But it's just like doors been opening, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So I'm definitely open.
All right, Chad, we're gonna move to our rapid fire section, which is basically like a this or that.
Okay.
Couple seconds to answer. We keep it fun, and choose one of the two answers. All right. The first one, one's got to go. Basketball or music?
Basketball.
Okay.
All right. LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Okay. All right. I think this one gonna be a little tougher for you. Siegel or Kiss?
Kiss.
Wait.
No.
Kiss
I'm sorry. Siegel gotta go.
Siegel gotta go. Okay.
Let me make that right.
All right.
All right. So we have the Carter 2 or the Carter 3?
The Carter 2.
Yeah.
The Carter 2 stayed. The Carter 3 gotta go.
All right.
Cool. I got one more for you. Was it better feeling scoring 1,000 at University or Rutgers North?
Rutgers North. It was a better feeling.
No doubt. So, producing or rapping?
One of them gotta go?
Yeah, one gotta go.
Well, but producing is like without no producer, there's no beat.
Well, I mean,
it's just rap. For myself.
Yeah, for yourself.
Okay, so producing.
All right.
Producing. Cool.
No doubt.
Well, Chad, man, pleasure to chop it up with you, man. Appreciate you fitting this in your schedule. You want to shout out your social media?
Yeah, first of all, thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
When I drop a new project, because I'm working on a new project right now. I just did an independent situation with Jim Jones, so he gonna drop my next project.
Dope.
Okay.
Just get y'all some exclusive information.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
But all my social media is The Real Chad B, all platforms. Thank y'all for having me. And like I said, when I drop again, let's do it again.
Yeah, man. We can stay in contact. Definitely.
All right, so check out the Great Minds Podcast on IG at the Great Minds Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Thank you for checking in today. Appreciate it. Peace. Chad B.